Hello guys, welcome back. In the previous video, I introduced Python to you as a calculator. In this video, I'll introduce you to something called variables in Python. So, okay, let's begin. First thing I want to show to you is commenting in Python. So, commenting is writing something which does not count to Python. It means, okay, I'll show that to you practically so you'll get a better understanding. So to comment something, before that whatever you want to comment, you need to enter a hashtag and then type whatever you want to comment. Say hello, this is a comment. Great. Now nothing is happening, nothing is getting executed. What is the reason? Python is ignoring this. Got it? It doesn't need to execute. It feels that hashtags, the codes or the cells starting with these hashtag are ignored by Python. Great. Now I'll ask you, what is the formula of area of rectangle? Now formula area of rectangle is equal to what? Length into width, right? So there's nothing happening because hashtag is present and that whole, the whole input is commented. Now if I want you to find the area of rectangle with given in the question, the examiner gives you length is equal to 6 and width is equal to what? Something called 7. Now how will you do? You will multiply 6 into 7, which will give you 42. Now instead of that, a better way is using a variable. It means now when the values are given to you, take something called L is equal to what is given? 6. So and breadth or width B is equal to 7. Great. Now I want to know what is L. L is 6 and B enter is 7. Now I want to find the area. I'll simply write A is equal to L times B and I'll ask to return the value of A, which is 42. This thing and this thing are both the same. So this might bring you an intuition that using direct values is very much better than using these things called variables. So that's a big blunder. That's really, really wrong. I'll prove you why. Okay. There, okay, yes. I'll give you two numbers, A and B. Okay. Take values A and B. Now, we already used A, we already used B, then how are we going to use them again for different purposes? That's a really, really great question to ask. In Python, what Python does is, it takes the most recent value of that given assignment. I told you what is assignment and what is assigning a variable. This is the assignment operator. This is equal to. The is equal to is not an is equal to, but it is an assignment operator. This thing towards right of the assignment operator is the expression which is being assigned to the left of the assignment operator called variable. So variable, assignment operator, expression. You are assigning this expression to this variable, or you are storing this in something called a variable called L. Okay, easy. So now what I will do is, a is equal to, I'll enter a value called 38. Now here a is equal to 38, here a is equal to 42. Now I'll ask to return a, it is showing 38. It means it is showing me the recent value, and similarly for b. Okay, let's clear this up. For clearing in Python, you can use two things. Clear, it's just cleared up. Or even you can use CLS, which also clears things. Great. Now we are going to do something. Okay, take two values, or number 1 is equal to some 3, number 2 is equal to some 7, or let me take some bigger value, 789. And I want to find out the sum, the product, and the the quotient of these things, the remainder of these things, and what will be the answer if I raise the 789 to the power of 3 power 789. These are all things I want to know. So I will enter, I will give the variables addition, or sum is equal to num1. Sum is a predefined value, so I'll give add is equal to num1 plus num2. Difference is equal to, differ is equal to num1 minus num2. Product is equal to, prod is equal to num1 times num2. Now quotient is equal to num1 divided by, or let it be a flow integer division, num1 by num2. And the power is equal to num1 times num2. So in this is very easy to do this. Instead of re-entering these 3 789, doing those might cause you errors also. I mean, typo errors. Sometimes you may give 369. It might happen. So using variables is a very good thing to do. Okay. So now, until now we saw using them. Now what I want to show you is, okay, let me define a variable. Let me make it first position is equal to position. First position is equal to, who scored first position? Someone called Gnandeep scored first position. It is showing invalid syntax error. What is the reason? Because this name, the name of the variable is incorrect. It shouldn't be named like that. It's the wrong naming convention. So what are the naming conventions? We'll see now. So what are the naming conventions? You can start with letter or underscore. You can start with letter or underscore only. You cannot start with a number. Okay. Next, second rule is cannot contain special characters like, or except would be great, except letters and numbers and underscore. So if I write something called exclaim and put an exclamatory mark, which is a name error, invalid syntax, because I used something called an exclamatory mark. Okay, great. Now let me define something properly. Let me assign something properly. Finally, let me do that. I'll say name is equal to, or let me say age is equal to some 25, and I'll ask to return age. It is telling name error, age is not defined. Why is it not defined? I defined that age is equal to 25 right above that, and it is showing it's not defined. What's the reason? Let me check it out. Yeah, I here the first letter is a capital letter, but here you can see it's a small letter. Oh, there I did a mistake. Now if I enter age, it returns the proper value. Now, what did you understand from this? You should understand that Python variables and Python functions are case sensitive. It means capital AGE is not same as small AGE. Now, if I give A is equal to some 15 and I'm asking for capital A, it's not defined. Python won't understand. It always thinks that small a is only equal to 15. It doesn't even know what is capital A until I tell it. Okay, 15 is stored only in small a but not in capital A. So that is the thing you need to keep in your mind while programming. Now, other thing what I wanted to show you is writing variables which need to contain more than one word. Suppose I want to write a variable called name of the student or name of the person. Now it's not possible to write this. Name of the person is equal to, I can't because it is showing, you can see here the spaces are not valid. Here I missed out one more point. It cannot contain spaces. Variable name cannot contain spaces. That's an important point. Okay. Now if I write for that, there are few techniques, or not actually, you're not fooling it, but some hacks we use to differentiate the words. We use two methods or two cases, we call them as. One is pothole case and other is camel case. So by the way I wrote them only, you might have understood. Pothole case contains underscores between each word, and camel case, each letter of the first word, each first letter of the words are capitalized, so there are no errors. Great. So now I'll take you to some tool which is very interesting. So this is a Python visualizer provided by Python-tutor.com. So what I will do is I'll give a is equal to 32, b is equal to 56, and a is equal to b plus c. Sorry, let me take another variable. C is equal to b plus a. Sorry, d is equal to b times a, and e is equal to b by a. Great. Visualize. So here you can see it redirected to this page. Here you can see frames objects, and here you can see our code. Red arrow shows the next line which is going to be executed, and this green arrow will be showing the line that has been just executed. So there are 5 lines, so 5 steps. So next step, a 32. Next step, b belongs to 56. Next, c is 88, d is 1792, and e is 1.75. So it helps to visualize the programming, what actually is going on inside the code, how actually the computer is executing, or the Python spider is executing these all things. So first what it is doing is a is equal to 32 you are giving. So a is given to a memory address. Memory address is something like your home address. So we'll call this as memory. Your home address, you live in your home. So 32 lives in its particular memory address. 56 lives in its particular memory address. 88 lives in particular. 1792 in its particular memory addresses respectively. So actually what is happening is this thing is not directly getting stored in this variable. This memory address is getting stored in the variable. That thing you must notice. 1792 is not getting stored, but ID4 is getting stored, which is actually the same, but that is what makes a difference between a variable and a static things we saw in the previous video 2 plus 3. B plus A. So B is 56, A is 32, adding them will give you C, which is equal to 88. So this is a very good tool to visualize what actually happens inside the code, which actually helps beginners and also the programmers to actually know where they have gone a mistake, where there's a mistake in their code. Okay, so let me go back to my usual notes. So what did we learn in this lecture? In this lecture we learned that general form of an assignment statement is variable assignment. Okay, this is a variable assignment operator, and which is assigned to, sorry, variable assignment operator expression. This expression is assigned to something called a variable. Great. Examples. See, length is equal to 20, breadth is equal to 12, area is equal to length times breadth, and length times breadth, and if you ask for area it will be returning 120.0. Now if you come here, rules for legal Python names. Names must start with a letter or underscore. I told you. Names must contain only letters, digits, and underscores, and it cannot even contain spaces. And one more rule is what? They are case sensitive. They are case sensitive. For Python, in most situations, the convention we used is pothole case, but also I also told you about camel case. Programmers capitalize the first letter to show different words, to differentiate the words. These are all the things that we learned in our lecture today. Thank you guys.